am I wearing my hat today? Of course I am. Good morning, everyone. How are ya? I had to get the Pumpkin Yunkin some coffee. Used the restroom one last time, so like a minute late. Oops. But hello everyone, welcome. I saw Megan's in the chat, Hannah's in the chat. I am testing OBS 27 release candidate 1 today, and holy crap, I am so excited for this to get officially released. Not just because then I don't have to worry about crashes, because there's been a couple bugs and issues that I've been playing with, but hello, John. Yes, Pumpkin Yunkins. Pumpkin Yunkins by Pumpkin Yunkins. But hello, John. So yeah, testing OBS 27 release candidate 1 today. The biggest benefits is that they decided to take all the Twitch integrations that were in Windows and bring them over to Mac. So I actually can use, like, I have over here not just my stats in OBS, but my Twitch stats are tucked in the corner, which is super nice. And then over here I actually have docs, window docs split up of my stream information, my activity feed, as well as my chat. So that way, instead of me having Chrome open and using all the resources that Chrome normally does, I just have the Twitch information that I need on here. And then on top of that, they actually added the ability to sign in with your Twitch account. So instead of me trying to do the bandwidth test and adding the text and stuff, it's just a checkbox now. There are so many great things that 27 is bringing to Mac specifically, which have been, you know, in existence over the Windows world in a long time. But well, EU Chrome, exactly. But the reason I use Chrome is because Better TV and Franker Face and all the other emote integrations are Chrome only. So I can't implement those things without using Chrome. But again, the Twitch integrations within OBS actually allow me to do that. And I can use those emotes, which, by the way, speaking of emotes, friends, we have some new ones officially live now. If you are a tier 1 subscriber, you get the classic Channy, the Cat Dad, Pumpkin Yunkin, and Design and Conquer. But as of Thursday, I believe, we got this one officially approved, which is the DM screen. Obviously Dungeon Master screen, but also Dustin Miller screen. So if you are a tier 1 subscriber, yes, they are using Chromium for that. And since all of the web browser sources and stuff use Chromium on OBS, they were able to finally implement it because they had to rewrite some things to make it work on Mac. But now that it's integrated, it's really, really awesome. But yeah, the DM screen, I'm very happy about this emote. I think it not only encompasses my face, which is something that has been kind of a running joke since my 100 follower stream, but it also is DM related, so that way I can finally get that under my belt as a emote, because I didn't have one for the longest time. Aside from the little, you know, spinning, there we go, spinning, pardon me, besides the spinning, yes, besides the, sorry about that, that was disgusting. We all had to witness it. Isn't that great? But yeah, the spinning thing, it was always available via Better TV or BTTV. which, going through that real quick, we have this one. It spins in chat if you have BTTV turned on, but it doesn't spin on the emote wall, which I'm upset about. And then the classic purple beard, which only really shows up on a lighter colored background. But if you have BTTV installed, you can also play the match 'em game of doing my hair, glasses, and beard in 3 separate. And okay, it wasn't even close to matching that time. But you can use all 3 of those to see if you can match up my face on the emote wall. I'm thinking of making it a challenge of some kind at some point, but for right now, it's just a fun thing to do while I'm streaming. But yes, is there anything else I need to kind of go over? Oh, if you haven't already, please join the Discord. We have a great time in there. This series, Techie Talk, actually spawned from a conversation and now channel that exists over in the Discord that was for talking about stream setups. And then it kind of expanded a little bit past that to just general technology talk about, you know, our day-to-day sort of stuff, but it's mostly just streamer talk, which I love. And it allows me to use this platform in a way that I always wanted to, which was to create little snippet educational sort of streams. Now, educational can kind of be a scary word sometimes, especially for those of us who graduated and don't plan on going back to school. So when you hear educational, you kind of shudder for a second. But I've always wanted to do stuff that not only was entertaining to watch, but entertaining to learn. So that way there was a bit of information that you gathered from it that you didn't have before you watched it. And not just from the standpoint of experiences, but also knowledge. So hence the slogan I have, Design and Conquer, that, you know, it's not only towards the design element stuff that I do, but also the video game stuff of the Conquer, but also using them together, which is that if you can execute an idea, whether it be through design or technology or something like that, that you can conquer anything you put your mind to. So that's kind of the encompassment of my kind of mentality going into design and theater and entertainment. And I wanted to bring that attitude into the stream. So it's my slogan here on Twitch. But yeah, OBS 27 release candidate 1 has been great so far. I've only tested it all day yesterday with some tweaks and adjustments, and then today is my first live that I've tested it. But it is treating me very well, and I'm very excited for it to get released officially, which I believe is this week, if not next week. So of course they announced that they were going to do beta testing for 27 release candidate. Well, see, that's the thing. It's the release candidate, but it's still in beta. Technically, it's an alpha, but they call it the release candidate. So it's a very... all those terms are used interchangeably, and they shouldn't be. So yeah, it's a great thing, and I'm very excited to use it today as well as in the future when it officially releases. I today will be going over a subject that I've kind of done in the past with a couple people, and I've refined it even further through my work. Something that I've wanted to kind of share with people that have asked for a while. Hey, you know, I see you doing things through OBS that, you know, I've tried before, and it's just a little bit too choppy, or it causes way too much lag, or taxes my system too much. Like, how can I, you know, do those sort of things? And I usually point them to one website in particular, which is OBS Ninja, which I'll drop that link here in the chat. OBS.ninja. It is a fantastic little project that Steve If you're in the Discord, his name is just Steve, and he is very, very receptive to bugs and questions and support. Amazing individual. But it's a peer-to-peer, browser-to-browser audio and video and screen sharing service that allows you to basically latch onto the Chromium architecture and send information from Chrome to Chrome. OBS is built on Chromium. We just talked about this, which means that you can use the browser sources as external remote webcams, screen share, and microphones or audio sources in general, because you can, again, share your computer audio. I utilize this at work so that way I can have 6 laptops that are down in 6 individual recording rooms, stream up their content to a centralized laptop to capture all of that data at the same time. So that way we can have 6 actors perform in closed rooms, mask off, and do something that's a little bit more theater than what a lot of other people have been doing. And we can do it remotely together, which is very interesting and something that I think the theater industry is lacking right now with some of its remote work. If you've watched the Ratatouille musical or other sort of projects like that in the past, almost none of them were actually interacting live. They were doing pre-recorded things that another individual was then reacting to afterwards. So there was this kind of disconnect in some of those performances where you could definitely tell that someone wasn't having an honest conversation. They were reacting to something that was pre-recorded the day before or a couple days earlier. Now, some of the stuff that we've done at my work, we did that as well because we only had 6 rooms and some scenes had 10 people in them. So we had to bring in the other 4 in some way, shape, or form and have them react to a pre-recorded thing. And I think we did pretty well, but you could definitely tell. Like, I'll be honest, like there are definitely moments where you kind of have that, oh, this person is not as reactive as everyone else is in the moment because they're just reacting to the audio that they hear. But OBS Ninja has opened up that for us. I'm not going to go over OBS Ninja in extreme detail because Steve has some videos in his wiki in particular. If you go to the OBS Ninja, there's a link for his wiki. He has quite a few video tutorials on how, and a lot of image and text tutorials on how to do the nitty-gritty stuff of OBS Ninja. All I'm going to be doing today is showing the basics that allow you to take somebody else that is not in your home, or, I mean, if we're being honest, they could be in your home. They're just not in front of your streaming setup, and be able to stream their camera and their audio to your OBS stream so that way you can send it to Twitch. I haven't done this with somebody else streaming at the same time, but I don't see it being an issue. It's something that I've actually been talking with Megan, who's in the chat, about doing some sort of charity stream or co-stream here in the future where we would both just stream at the same time. But one of the disconnects there, especially if you're not partner, is that if 2 people are streaming at the same time, but they're not squad streaming, you can't actively switch between them or put them both up next to each other and watch both of them playing. And it's a little jarring until you're a partner to switch between those 2 people if you actively want to watch them. So one of the things that I have been striving to do is allow, I mean, don't get me wrong, when you're doing anything remote, there's going to be lag. Even with squad stream, one of them is always going to be a little bit off compared to the other. But if you're playing a game that is not very time constricting, i.e. if you're doing a like Mario Kart race or like a Phasmophobia or Among Us or something that's not like time specific and you need to get the timing absolutely perfect with the stream, the stuff that I'm setting up today and showing off is very much in the realm of something that you could stream at the same time with somebody, that they would have a similar setup to you, but instead of like my setup would be accepting, say, Megan's content into my stream, camera and audio, they would be accepting my camera and audio and potentially a screen share of my game that they could crop into their OBS. Now I know, speaking of Megan in particular, I don't think use OBS anymore, so the other direction might be a little bit more difficult, but we could definitely look into it because it's Chromium based. There is an app, an Electron app, that allows you to have a full screen window that you can move around wherever you want on your display, that then plays back audio and video, whatever I'm sending. And because I believe they use an app that is solely based on how big those images are on screen, that I think they could do the same thing I am. It's just a different avenue to accomplish the same task. But yeah, all I'm going to be showing off today is how to connect the content together. Now, if anyone is feeling real generous, I can give a link in the Discord and someone can actually send me their video and audio. But luckily, I have enough devices because I'm a techie nerd. I was planning on just using my phone or my iPad or something similar to send that content and show what's possible. Doing it with somebody truly remote is where the magic kind of happens, because you can watch that conversation unfold. Now, one thing that I will say about OBS Ninja is if you're using it for just purely take my content to send to somebody else, it's not very resource heavy. If you're using it in the rooms feature, which allows you to actually have a conversation in the background where your audio and video are sitting in a Chrome tab and you're listening to them and talking to them through that, that can eat up a little bit of resources, because not only is the content being sent to that person, but you are receiving it in a Chrome tab and displaying it, not, you know, full like quality by any means, but you are taking in, say, like a 360p video. Normally they might be sending you 720 or what have you, but it's taking in that content and displaying it in a Chrome tab in the background and maybe eating up some resources. So my recommendation is to always have the communication side be Discord, that you have Discord in the background and you're having that chat in your ears there. And then OBS Ninja is taking the audio and video at a higher quality than Discord, because that's an issue that some people have when they try to do this through Discord, is that Discord's audio can kind of be subpar, to say the least. So they run into situations where the audio gets really digitized and cracky, and if they try to like do a window snap or capture of the Discord window, as soon as somebody leaves the call or their video disconnects, everything rearranges and it looks horrendous and it's really upsetting. But for today with OBS Ninja and what we're going to be doing, we don't really have that problem. If that person disconnects, their video disappears. But if you're, say, co-streaming with 2 or 3 other people, it's just that one person that disappears for a moment. The other people stay there. Their box is perfectly cropped and you don't have to worry. If their audio drops out, you don't have to worry about that Discord noise. You don't have to worry about any of that stuff, because you're using Discord. Their audio may disconnect and you just have that inherent issue in the background, but you can turn off those notifications to go on and off, and you just have the straight audio. And that's the other thing. Discord is just for you in your ears. It's not for the stream. So you don't have to worry about the Discord audio being what everybody else hears. Discord is in your head. The only audio that's showing up on the stream is going to be the stuff from OBS Ninja. So it's going to be higher quality, as well as it's going to be consistent. So if somebody on Discord is using push to talk, they actually can enable that not only for Discord, but they can enable that for OBS Ninja. It's a little bit backwards. And again, I'm not going to go into too much detail about the push to talk and any of those nitty gritty details of OBS Ninja, because Steve has done it way better than I could. But yeah, we will jump into this process, and how this will work is that I'm going to show a little bit of the OBS Ninja side, and then I'll open up, woohoo, you made it right as I was about to jump into the whole process. Which, David, this actually might be a great opportunity for you and me to co-stream one day. So that way we can utilize this process together, because it doesn't use too much on your end, which I know your internet provider hates you. Okay, it doesn't hate you. It's just not ideal in the situation that you want to start streaming from. But this system allows somebody like David, who I believe is Ann Arbor, I'm not sure. But again, since we're all streaming live on the internet for the public, it's probably better that I'm not sure. In Michigan. So this allows people to stream from locations that may be 20 minutes away, or others like Megan, who is across the country. They hate me a little. Again, I don't think it's you, it's them. Oh, you're an Ipsy. Awesome. Oh, we're closer than I thought. Shit. Yes, so I'm going to show off the OBS Ninja side of stuff a little bit before I jump into the other stuff. I know I just talked about how, oh, I don't have to have Chrome open anymore. Isn't that great? It won't use up resources. And guess what's the first thing I need to do? Open up Chrome. So let's jump over here. My nice custom tab background that I have for Chrome. And we're just going to jump into OBS Ninja. So it's a very simple setup when you first get to it. It includes ways that you can join a room that's already been made. If somebody sends you a room name, you can type that room name in here. I actually have a perpetual room that's created for D&D with DDM. That if you type in D&D _with _DDM, it'll bring you to that room, but it'll prompt you for a password. So that's why I'm not worried about telling people that it exists. And if you know the password, if I've given you the password, you can actually join that room. And then instead of me having to set up anything or to ask people, hey, can I get your link or something like that, they just join that room and I can grab their link and I can throw it into OBS and I'm done. Like, it's legitimately that quick and easy. I'm very, very happy that OBS Ninja exists. But aside from that, creating a room, all you're doing here is going in, telling what the room name is, what that password's going to be, a couple other settings. And then you can actually add in custom parameters, custom adjustments to allow that OBS Ninja capture to do specific things, like give you equalization privileges in the room. Pardon me. Do echo cancellation, a bunch of other things, because some people, as much as it you know, I wouldn't say it's a standard, but it's very helpful that when people are doing some sort of communication over the internet, whether it be Zoom, Discord, otherwise, external mic, external headphones. Whether it's something like this or if it's, you know, earbuds with a little microphone attached to them, the quality and the consistency of that feed is always better when it's external. And if it's not, that's where the echo cancellation comes in handy, because then if somebody is speaking, the software takes the wave of your voice, analyzes it, so that way if that same wave gets sent back via the headphones or the speakers of another computer, it won't feed back and cause your microphone to pick it up again and cause a echo feedback loop. So very, very useful. This one is the simplest way to get somebody into OBS Ninja. It's legitimately just click here, you add your camera, add your audio source. Yeah, camera's already being used elsewhere. You want to know where it's being used? OBS. But again, this sort of system, because I selected a camera that's already over there, kind of relies on you having at least 2 webcams. So it's one of those things that it's not necessary to have 2 webcams, but it is helpful because sometimes OBS Ninja gets angry that you're using the camera somewhere else. Same thing with audio, that if you're going to do audio, you try to use a little bit more devices if possible. But again, it's not necessary. It's just order of operation. If you get the OBS Ninja feed up and running and then you open up OBS, it's not that difficult. The process is a lot more streamlined and helpful in that way. Remote screen share is the same thing as camera, except you're selecting your screen to share, which I have 3, or application windows, or even Chrome tabs. Because it's built on Chromium, you can do that. That you have those options, you select it, and then where's the button? Oh, right here, audio sources. So screen share audio or other audio sources, and then it pops up a list of stuff. If you're on a Mac, as everybody knows, that streams on a Mac, there is a inherent audio sourcing issue that you have to fix with a loopback system, or Black Hole, or iShowU Audio, or any of those services that allows you to route your desktop audio into a system. Might have to work through that up front with whoever you're going to be co-streaming with, so that way you can straighten out exactly how you're going to get that audio. Most of the time, though, you're not going to use, especially if you're pardon me, if you're screen sharing and co-streaming with somebody else, it's not in an effort to get everything that's happening on their screen. It's usually just to get their camera and audio. And then finally, create a usable link. This one is so that way you can actually populate all of the advanced parameters that I mentioned. You can populate all that stuff, give it an actual name, so that way it can get reused time and time again, which this D&D with DDM, I have custom links for player 1 through 6 that I've created that you still need the password for, but it includes that player 1, player 2 label on it, so that way instead of somebody going in here and jumping in the room manually, I can give them an individual link, so that way it's even less work on my part. So player 1 can just click the player 1 link in my Discord server, and then they're off to the races. All they got to do is click on that link, select the audio and video they're using, and jump in. And because it's a room, I can do audio through the room, so that way they can hear me, or we can still keep talking on Discord, and all the audio is doing is sending it out to all you lovely people. So that way you can see that content and hear that content at its best quality. Discord being lower quality is in the background with me, but everything else that you're all seeing is something of a higher quality. Now there's some more information down here. Again, the wiki, which is very, very useful. There are other things that you can do here, which again are up to you how far you go into it. Stream media file. If you have a piece of content that you want to send to somebody else in a streaming capacity, like a video file or an audio file or something like that, you can do this and stream across and just hit play and pause, so that way they can listen to it. Do the same thing with a website. All it does is create like an iframe of a specific website that you can stream to somebody else, and as long as you bring it into OBS with that link, not the browser link, but the actual OBS Ninja link, that person can navigate through that website and you can watch that website change dynamically, but somebody else is controlling it. A simple speed test. This is so that way you can kind of get your ducks in a row about how good a quality you can actually send across the internet to this other person. And then the guides here, which again, most of them are down here, but that just takes you to a link for the wiki and some of the YouTube videos and other various useful links. So that is the basics of OBS Ninja. I am going to switch gears here though. Hopefully my bitrate doesn't suffer too bad from doing this right now. Hold on. Is it opening? I don't see it. Is it mad at me? I think it is. Maybe I have to open up an older version of OBS. That doesn't make sense. Show all windows. Interesting. Cool. So the second half of this is canceled. No, I'm kidding. I just need to get it to open properly. I'm wondering if OBS 26 is mad at me that I have OBS 27 open. So let's go try and open it up manually. Okay. Oh. Ha ha ha. There's always a freaking error. Oh no. Oh no. It doubled up my audio. Oh, that didn't kill my bitrate much at all. That makes me happy. So, how this works, we'll just create a OBS Ninja test. Actually, no. Let's do a whole new scene collection, so that way we're not using up twice the resources. Okay, that worked. Okay. How's it look out there, by the way? I don't want sibling rivalry. I don't want everything to have died on your end. So let me know how it looks and sounds out there. So yeah, we have the OBS Ninja, and I am just going to do it the simple way. The way that somebody might set it up the quick and dirty way, so that way they could just get the content over to somebody. Looks great, no real change. Awesome. Thank you, OBS 27. So you see, all this tab is now doing is it's capturing my video, and then if I open up over here, oh, it usually shows a little bit of a feed, but that's fine. So now I got this link up here. So I copy this link, jump back over to OBS, and then add in a browser source. Just call it DDM test. And then I make it the same width or size that the camera is sending, which is 1280 by 720. Control audio via OBS, so that way whatever audio is being sent, I'll have a nice little fader down here in the bottom. And then these options are based on your workflow. Shut down source when not visible, refresh browser when scene becomes active. I select both of these, so that way if I switch to a scene that doesn't include these browser sources, it crops down and stops the use of these sources. So that way I don't use up resources when they're not visible. So I'm going to do those for this, but it's completely up to you. Like my chat, I don't have turned on these two options because I want the chat to always be the same no matter what scene I'm in. And I don't want it to refresh every single time I go to another source. So now it's the right size. I can go in here and paste in that link I got from the other thing, and it should pop up with my FaceTime. And you got a nice little fader down here of my audio coming from my browser. Now you'll notice there's a little bit of a delay. Not too much, probably not enough for people to truly notice, but you can see that wave happening. The reason that there's a delay in any capacity is because my browser window, Chrome, is being sent to my router. The router is then taking the IP address and information and then routing back to the same computer. So there's a little bit of a delay, but it's not terrible. Now the delay from me to say somebody down in California or Florida or something like that might be a little bit higher, but not any worse than something like Zoom or Discord. So you're never going to be in a situation where this is going to completely be detrimental to your workflow, which is excellent, at least in my opinion. So we have that, and then just for super happy fun times, we'll add in a webcam. Let's do this guy because he's going to be over there. Oh, and he's gray because he has some issues, which is why I haven't used him lately. So now we have this setup, which looks like just a regular run-of-the-mill like OBS setup. Like, look, and my delay has gotten even better since we've started because the connection is peer-to-peer. So as long as it knows the route, it's going to send the packets in a way that is a bit more... Ooh, wow. I need to... Oh, no, that's just the... I thought that was dirty because of the way that the gray looks, but not quite. But again, now I have a camera feed that is somebody else that I can then bring into OBS, so that way whatever content I'm streaming, I could just throw this on top and know that I have their audio and video brought into my machine. Now I'm going to do the exact same thing on my phone. Open up the Chrome app, go to OBS Ninja, add camera, allow, and then I have to enter in this data into OBS. So all I'm going to do is now create another browser source. Browser. And type iPhone 1280 720. And then we are going to obs.ninja /? View equals is that gonna work? Haha. Why am I hearing? Oh. So this is going to sound weird for all of you. So there we go. Okay, so what was happening is that I set this this tab up for listening to any other feeds that join. Well, I joined it and it started talking back to me. So control shutdown. So now it's got to refresh itself. It's mad at me. So why is this being mean? Well, regardless, now I have my phone set up. So that way, if I was, and you'll notice again, there's a little bit of a delay. It's not too bad. Oh, that's not my good side. Ah, there's that. Is this better? But again, now I have the ability to use even a phone as a co-stream remote service, which means, and this is something that I actually have done with other people, is that they can use their computer or their console or PC, whatever it may be. They can utilize that fully for their stream and their service, and they have their phone hooked up to a charger and tucked off into the corner, and then their phone is sending stuff to me. So that way their phone is doing all the hard work to send content to me, and that way their computer can do all the hard work for the actual stream itself. So that way they don't have to suffer with that ability, that they don't have to sit there and have their computer run like kind of how mine is. You can see I have this little feed up here of CPU and GPU. They don't have to have that computer run like super hard to accomplish a co-stream. Now, a lot of people, when they co-stream, say on if you're a Twitch partner or have a squad or what have you, they don't worry about getting the other people's content into their system. But because the ability to switch between streams is kind of a pain without being partner and in a squad, you're kind of left in a situation where you kind of have to do it this way, which is, you know, it's a little bit of kind of a little bothersome to some people, the fact that, you know, you're both co-streaming, but people can't truly watch each other's stream at the same time, and it can kind of be a pain, and I get that. But like, if all I'm doing is like share your screen, select screen to share, and I just want to share this screen, I know that now, because I don't remember the size of this screen. Hold on. 1050 by 1680. That I can go in here. I did it the wrong way. Look at me. I also did the wrong dimensions. 1050 by 1680. 1050 by 1680. Now it'll work. So now I have a having two OBS screens open at the same time, my computer's mad at me. But I now have an external monitor over here that you all have been seeing in the background, is now a browser source, and you can see my mouse is on the screen in the background, but you can also see it on the shared screen. You can see my dock pop up. You can do all that stuff, which means that if somebody wants to, it's totally possible for you to have a guest on your OBS and through Twitch. That if somebody wants to do a presentation, which I plan on doing at some point, planning on doing a presentation on Twitch without Zoom, without any of that fancy stuff, they can share their screen just like this. Or if somebody, like the way my office is set up is I have a second iMac over there that Punkin Yunkin uses a lot. But if we had content over that machine and wanted to send it over here, I don't have to worry about complex NDI or other things like that. I could just have them jump on OBS Ninja, send that link over to me so that way I have it and I can place it on my stream wherever I need to. I wonder if this is being a butt because the output source is too big. No, it's just 1080-12. Reset transform. Ah, there we go. So I'm sending this at 720p back to myself, which is why the quality isn't that high. But I can send it at full quality if I feel the need. If my router and the other person's router can handle it, that is always better. But yeah, so if I get rid of that, and refresh, no, it's just not happy with yeah, it's not happy that I have two OBS systems running at the same time. But yeah, so we are now at a spot with both of these systems where, if possible, you can actually do multiple people coming into your OBS at the same time. So yes, I had my phone running in the background. Yes, I had my laptop running a link over here. But if somebody, say there's the opportunity that somebody wants to co-stream with you and they're going to play a game while you're also playing the game and you're doing it online. Well, you can keep your screen open and stream, say, your game. Like, say if I'm on Twitch or my Switch and I'm playing, say, something co-op-y, like a Fortnite or a something along those lines, that Overwatch, that they'll see my screen, but they won't be able to see theirs. Now that can kind of not be ideal, so you'd like to be able to show both screens at the same time if possible, since you are doing a co-stream. So the quickest way to do so is if somebody is streaming a game of some kind, like say this window right here is my game, I can actually right click whatever source, because you're not going to want both game audios. That's the situation that you can run into, is that if you have both game audios, it can get really like auditorily a lot. So my recommendation is that you find the video source that person is streaming their game from, and you can do either full screen or windowed. It's completely up to you. I'm a fan of windowed. And I am going to stop this from being full screen so that way I can actually do two things at once on my screen. So now that I have this is projecting onto my window at full resolution. I can change it if I want to, if I need to make it a little bit bigger or what have you. But this is the part that takes a little bit of pre-planning. But now that I got this, I can do remote screen share. Select screen to share, application window, windowed projector, share. So now it's sharing just this window. So if I copy this, go in here. So now it's doubled up, but I can press and hold Alt. I think it's the same on Windows. And I can get rid of that top bar, get rid of the two sidebars. And now I can have them send me a captured window of their game that I can put maybe side by side. Like if I want, say this is my game, and I want to do like a side by side of my content, and then side by side of their content. And that way, you see there's very, very little delay between these two. But now I have the ability that if they are just sending their screen capture of their game, it routes through. And look, my CPU and GPU usage is not high at all because it's just taking the same content and just sending it out to the internet so that way I can get it. So I'm sending it to myself, but it means that we're now at a spot where two people can play the same game, share content from one of them to the stream, and even if that other person, say, isn't a Twitch streamer, they can just have OBS open in the background and then you can stream together. Now, a lot of the times you're probably in a situation where you don't want that cropping that I just did to be a thing. So you can do something more along the lines of like tuck this in the corner, and then you have maybe their camera down here, your camera up here, and then that way you can have both of you playing the same game, but only one of you is streaming. That can be really fun and really cool. Like if you're playing like a World of Warcraft or another online PC game, this allows you to stream at the same one output stream, but one of you is streaming to the streamer or sending that content to the streamer, and then the streamer is sending all of it out live to everyone else. It's one of those things that instead of it being this difficult process, you can now just go to OBS Ninja, pick the option that you're looking for, like, oh, I need to stream my game content to this person, and there's just a link there for it. That is astronomically more simple than what a lot of other people have been doing with capturing a specific window of Discord or trying to get the Discord audio routed in. Like, I now have the ability that if I set it up right, which right now, since this is a screen share, it's not working exactly the way it should. I can get their audio and video into OBS without anything fancy. And this works on Mac and PC. So it's no longer a matter of picking the right system so that way you can stream with each other. It's just like, no, whatever system they got, it'll work. Whatever system you got, it'll work too. And OBS Ninja is a fantastic way to do these sort of things. I do plan on cutting a chunk of this together and maybe putting it into a YouTube video. So this is going to be an interesting little experiment for me. I hope that this is useful to those who are watching right now. I know, David, you were interested in the whole process in the past about being able to do co-streams, because your streams are very entertaining, and I want, if there's a way for you to emphasize the way that you stream even more by having somebody who might not be in the same room or in the same city or state be able to jump on and play along with you or just have a good time, I think that's awesome. And I'm excited for the prospects. Now, again, just because I've explained this in loose detail doesn't mean I'm not willing to go into further detail. And that's, again, where the Discord comes in. If you have the opportunity to join the Discord, that is a great place for not just myself, but a lot of the other people who tuned into the stream, and other times to jump in and have conversations about what's possible and how you might be able to do something better or more efficiently. So I definitely recommend jumping on that Discord. I am going to close up some things because I don't need them anymore. I don't think. There we go. It's okay, David. I know somebody actually said that they would help you out creating your own Discord, and I think that would be an absolute blast because you got some people in your streams in the chat that are very entertaining folk, and I would love to continue the conversation with them. So now that I've gone over this, I wanted to, I mean, there's not many people that are currently out there watching. I think not that I lost people. I just think that there's a couple lurkers. There's a couple people who've muted some stuff, but oh. Haha, see? So just to prove a point here real quick, OBS 27 release candidate 1 that I'm running this stream off of is running very, very well. My CPU and GPU is like the best it's ever been, but I opened up OBS 26 for like, you know, what, 20 minutes to do that thing. As soon as I closed it, I got an error saying, hey, OBS crashed. Do you want to send a log file and reopen? Which is, you know, perfect. And so apparently David said he's in the Discord, but I don't see him anywhere. I don't know if you did it right. I wonder if you just created an account. You might have to click, now that you've created an account, you'll probably have to click that link again. But yeah, for the rest of the stream, I was planning on taking questions and talking through scenarios. There you are. But since there's not a whole lot of people, I think I'll just shift gears for a minute and work on some stuff with... I got dings going on. Where are all these sounds coming from? Are you a subscriber, David? I can't remember. Yes, you are. Cool. I wanted to make sure you had all the right tags so that way when you interact with the Discord, you can actually see everything. But yeah, I am gonna work on a few things with Q Tabletop. Unless, David, do you have any questions about how this worked? Anything that you want to see over, stuff like that? Because I'm open for it. It's one of the reasons why I wanted to do this on Twitch as opposed to just putting out a YouTube video, is that I could actually have conversations with people who are looking to do this thing. To me, it's pretty straightforward, but I know to some others, especially those who may be something that comes up, and I'll try and set it up. Yeah, and again, the process of getting it set up is relatively simple, especially like I'll go back to this real quick. Especially in the realm of creating a reusable link. If I go in here and just do like Beyond Tester, video resolution, user selectable, Like I can hide the screen share option if I only want their camera. I can add a password. Testy tester. And then I can add them to a room. So like if I'm going to be doing like a co-stream with quite a few people, I can create a room while I'm doing this. But now I create the invite link, and all people have to do is scan that little link. And as long as I, as the creator, make sure that I have this link at all times, this browser link, as soon as somebody scans this barcode or clicks on this link, I will get their content every single time. I don't have to do any more setup. I just do all of this once, and then I bring this red link into OBS as a browser source. And as soon as somebody joins, ta-da, they will be in my OBS. So I can pass this link, obviously not this link, but I can pass this link to anybody who I'm going to be streaming with in the future. So that way, if I'm going to do a co-stream with, like I had an idea for a while. I don't know if I'm going to do it, but a couple people showed interest about doing a completely improvised D&D session where I just have a bunch of randomizers set up. I have the mods do some voting in chat about what's coming up next, that I can just do really small, like bite-sized D&D sessions, just, 2 to 4 hours, where it's me and 1 or 2 other people. And we just, from the very beginning, we do random characters, we do random maps, random scenarios, random villains, have people drop suggestions in the chat about what things should be named or could be named, have people vote, and just kind of have fun with it. And having OBS Ninja means that instead of me trying to get people brought into specific Discord channels and grab their content, make sure they're doing, that I can just have them all join a specific room with me. And then they can jump in and start playing right off the bat. So gone is the attitude of, oh, this is too hard. It's now just, it'll take me a minute, but I can actually sit and stream with somebody else that may be right next to me, but at least I'm getting their camera and their audio from their computer instead of trying to hook up, like me being the extra individual I am. Yeah, this isn't set up right. Of having multiple cameras, like I got the camera sitting down when Chandler usually comes and visits, and the camera in front of me, the video game camera when I switch to play Switch games, which is over here. Of course, that camera doesn't come on because it hates me. But yeah, so instead of being all extra like this, you can just have the computer sit somewhere else, and you can have that content streamed over the internet to your machine. Now, I haven't tested it yet, but there is a way to have OBS Ninja live on your machine and be able to, as long as the computers are networked together, you don't actually have to go over the internet for the data, which I think would completely eliminate lag. I haven't tested it personally, but I know it's an option that Steve has made possible, that you just download all the content and it lives on your machine. So that way you can kind of peer-to-peer direct without even touching the internet. I'd love to test it a little bit further because there is some ideas that I have for local streams where I would have some, like I'm in here and that maybe Kayla or somebody else is out in the living room playing the same game, but that way we're distance from each other, audio and video, like when we're playing Among Us. So that way I can't tell what's going on with her and she can't tell what's going on with me, but I can get both cameras into OBS. So that way she's not alone out there. But we'll see. I'm curious about the options that kind of provides, but I know that OBS Ninja in its current form is awesome. I'm very, very happy that OBS Ninja exists, and it allows people like myself and those who may not even be affiliate that just want to be able to co-stream with people, because right now we're in a situation where it's hard to connect, and things like Twitch, YouTube, Twitter, all of these social media, but Twitch in particular, I think, and you see it with a lot of YouTubers right now, where instead of doing YouTube where it's like, here's my content, react to it, it's here's our content, let's react together. And I think where we are right now in the world, being able to actually stream with somebody else is legit, and I'm really excited and happy about it. But yeah, at this point, I'm going to shift gears and do a little Q tabletop work, which I'm wondering, since I am switching gears directly, if I don't stop the stream and then restart, or just because it is a holiday, which, by the way, happy Easter for all those who celebrate it. I'm wondering if it makes more sense for me to stop the stream, restart the stream, and then start working on some Q tabletop stuff. So that way it's 2 chunks of video. I think that's probably what I'll do. I'll just sign off this one for all those who were tuning in for the how-to, and then I'll switch gears to Q tabletop, and I'll come right back online, so that way I can keep working on Q tabletop stuff. Any other questions before I sign off from this specific project? I will be here for that. And if I start on my next one and for some reason people have questions that popped up in their brain that they weren't thinking of before, well, then we'll just answer it on my next one. Man, OBS 27, I'm blown away by how good it's running right now. Okay, friends. Well, then I will sign off on this specific stream. I'll only be offline for a few moments, get things kind of switched over to run the other thing, and then I'll be back online within probably about 5 minutes or so. Thank you all for tuning in for this. It's my first little how-to stream of something that I truly understand, not something that I'm exploring. A lot of the other techie talks have definitely been exploratory, taking information that I don't quite know a lot about, but want to be able to explore and talk about it. This is one of the first ones where it's like, no, I know this stuff. You wanna see? So thank you all for tuning in. I will be back. Hi, Eric. I don't know if you heard, but I am logging off this specific chunk so that way I can log back on with Q Tabletop, because I want to kind of work on stuff like that, and I want to split up the stream videos, the VODs. So I will be back online momentarily, but I just wanted to kind of bookend this so that way I could start working on Q Tabletop and come back. So I will, yeah, fun. I will see you all again in a little bit. For those who want to come back, I will be back in about 5 or so minutes. But until then, or if you're leaving for good, I wish you an excellent rest of your Sunday, a amazing week. Oh, holy crap. I forgot about this. I still need to make an announcement. Okay, so the announcements. I am switching up my stream schedule. I will no longer be streaming Tuesdays and Thursdays at 6 p.m. I'm switching that to Wednesday at 6 p.m. The biggest reason for that is that there's some work-life stuff that has been adjusted, and Wednesday seems to work out better in that schedule. But it also means I get to do something which I thought was kind of cool. that I did once and I want to try to do it again is that until we're done with the game, I'm going to do Witcher Wednesdays. I'm going to play The Witcher on Wednesdays until we are done with that game. So we'll do Witcher Wednesdays for the next few weeks until we're all finished with that game. And then Saturdays will be my bigger, 4-hour fun time, maybe streaming with Kayla, maybe streaming with other friends, or doing some big event type stuff. And then Sunday mornings will be more of these how-to techie programming, nostalgia neighborhood sort of stuff. Just the chill, laid back, relaxed sort of streams. But yeah, I totally forgot to make that announcement. Holy crap, I almost finished this one without saying that stuff. But it's all going to be in the Discord and posted on socials within the next couple hours or so that way people know that it's coming. But yeah, I wanted to say that before I logged off officially. But yes, I will be back momentarily, so that way I can work on a little bit of Q tabletop stuff. I got some issues I need to fix, but I want to kind of bookend this, end it, so that way I can download it and crop it into a YouTube video for people to watch later. And then I'll be back in a little bit to do some Q tabletop work. But until then, have an excellent rest of your weekend. Design and conquer, my friends. Have a good day.